Um, so when you think of yourself being as fit and healthy as you could ever want to be, like you really just think about that and you feel that, um, what kind of things are you doing in your life? Like look at things from that point of view. You're already there. Like what do you do in terms of your exercise? How do you feel in terms of your exercise? What do you do in terms of your grocery shopping? And when you eat or you prepare your food and what type of food you eat, or you travel outside of town, like what does that person do? You're going to find that the answers start to come up, and they're all answers that you can start doing right now.
Mm.
You would behave that way anyway, right? You're headed to that place. So when we think from there, we can just start doing it now. And the longer you hold to that, the more you create a habit, the easier it is for you. And the more that life is coming to you. You know, you can't stop it because you're taking the action. It's going to happen. Something to think about there.
Mhm.
That's how we take our goal, our dream, and we put it right in the right now. Kind of a cool little shift for us versus we get caught up in the problems of the day, what's going on or why this is hard. We get emotionally invested in that, and then that causes us to take different action that's more in line with what we don't want. How about you, Jennifer? How was your week?
Hello.
Hi.
Yes. Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
My week. I feel like I had a great week as far as my workouts go. I got all the workouts that I wanted to and that I planned for, so that was good. Food wise, I still had a challenge of getting all my food in, but I'm getting better. I was better than I was last week. So, I think the macros app is very helpful. Ashley, if you decide to go with a macros app, if you're scanning any foods, just make sure like it matches, because I'm finding that some of the foods that we scan doesn't match the nutrition label. So just check on that. Let's see. Shopping, I feel like I just have a list of what's helpful for us. Matt and I, we just always have a list on our refrigerator of anything that, you know, runs out. We just quickly put it on the list. That way we know that we need to get that. Let's see, what else? What else did you mention, Matt? So shopping, preparation, of course, that's like key. We've been in like a few situations where we weren't like, oh shoot, you know, we open the refrigerator and we need to prepare some food. So the air fryer came in handy with just getting the chicken done and just roasting like some vegetables and whatnot. What else did you ask about? Any?
I like that you shared about the scan with the macros, and then but the cool part about the macros is it's very simple to enter a food in there. Protein, carbs, fat, calories, and then that food just stays with you. So you know that you're doing it. So when, a lot of times you don't realize it how much we eat the same stuff over and over and over again. Maybe in different combinations, but it's still the same stuff. So it's really simple. Like I can enter the stuff in my macros in, 15 seconds, 30 seconds tops.
Yeah.
And it's cool to be able to put the food in there first to see what it's going to do. Like, am I hitting my protein? You definitely need to be getting a higher level of protein. I like to start off with 40% carbs, 30 protein, 30 fat, but you can adjust it to what you want. But you definitely want to make sure that you're getting that 30% something, good level of protein in there, because it's going to sustain you. It's going to cause you to burn fat. It's going to cause you to keep that muscle or build more muscle as you're exercising and training. Your energy is going to stay up because of that. When we crash diet, no protein and stuff, that really drops down. But that's the whole point of entering it into the macros, and how easy it is to enter it into the macros, the little red app. And we're not affiliated with them, by the way, not selling them.
But yeah, you're right. Once you input your foods, it just has like a running, just creates like a bank of all the foods that you've inputted previously. So yeah, like, so for example, like breakfast, I'm pretty much like eggs and oatmeal. So it's really simple. It's already there most of the time. What I'm eating is already in there. So just takes a couple of minutes to input it. And then it becomes like some obsession. I find like I'm obsessed with it a little bit. Like I look forward to like, oh, I'm gonna eat. I better input my food. So anyway, but
Simple shifts I'm noticing, Jen,
mhm,
is like we accumulate so many dishes and you do cook
yes.
a lot and you shop more. And yeah, that's a price to be paid. Definitely a sacrifice for having the health and fitness that you want. But changing the way we think about that, like walking past the sink after it's just been full and you just emptied it, now it's full again, and you go, I can't even deal with that right now. It's a way of thinking I find is that I don't have to do that whole sink full of dishes, but I can do 3, I can do 4, and just constantly doing that because it really is a thing that the dishes accumulate. They do one after another. I mean, I feel like our dishes have just gone up at least 3 times as much. I don't know if you feel that way or not, Jen, but I do.
Mhm. Yes.
But changing that to where I can do a few, or I can do a few now, and that's fine. I'm happy to do these dishes because they're leading me to the health and fitness that I want. That's the real life. And you know that this is a problem for everybody because I think the number one thing selling out there for fitness and nutrition is the prepackaged meals. People like it shows they don't want to deal with that stuff right there because now you can just have a meal, it's frozen or whatever, and then you pop it into a quick heat thing, and then you just throw the rest of the packaging away. I see why people do that. It really does save on that time. The other thing is the grocery shopping. It's like I can't even take that on right now because we associate grocery shopping with it's going to take a long time. It's a lot of work, and that gets built into us in the form of a belief. And really, we can pop in and out of the grocery store in 5 to 10 minutes with 3, 4, 5 items that we need, and we can do that regularly through the week too. I know the relationships at the grocery store. If you've got one where people talk to you a whole lot, maybe pick another grocery store. But it definitely is a thing where you start to change that belief where it's okay to just go get some eggs and almond milk or something, and that's it. Don't get anything else. Just go do that. It's very effective.
I just did a drive up order, so that helps.
Yes,
If
that helps
you
too.
have an opportunity to do a drive up order, that definitely helps.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
but I think otherwise, challenges, yeah, it's mainly just getting all my calories in and trying to think of what else we can talk about that's really like maybe a challenge, for others or,
Yeah.
just I think mindset is a big one. I think that just like for me, my mindset of going to work out is I look forward to my workouts. I really enjoy my workouts. Of course, I have a training partner and we hold each other accountable and we motivate each other. So that's helpful. So I think that if you can find an accountability partner and keep you on track and just say like, hey, a quick text message or whatever it is, or, maybe you can meet up with that person later and go for a walk. I think that that does help a lot because I know that I'm speaking for my training partner. She gets up, we get up early and train, and she's tired, but she knows that I'm waiting on her and vice versa. So I think that if anyone's having that challenge, maybe just try to, find an accountability partner that that you could maybe work out with. If not, at least text and just say, hey, you know what? I did my workout. What about you?
Yeah, I
That
agree
helps.
with that so much because
Mhm.
when we're accountable to ourselves, we definitely like that subconscious kicks in and you make those backroom deals and the covers feel warm. And the fact that
Yeah.
I know that I've got my 2 partners out there waiting for me too, that's got me up to go work out so many times. And on days that I didn't want to do it, you wind up having a great workout. It's just like, yeah, I would have missed that if it hadn't have been just for that one small thing of that, oh, they're waiting on me. I've got to get out there. I don't care how I'm going to perform, but I can't let them down. And then all of a sudden you end up having a really good workout too. So yeah, I agree with that 100%, Jen. So mindset for sure, that's what we're talking about today. And the first thing is Well, whatever you're putting your energy into expands, it grows. And why are you winning? Like, why am I succeeding at this? Just asking that simple question. Like, you're succeeding by being here right now. You're succeeding by being a part of the challenge. You're succeeding by seeking and taking action towards something that you really want. But the question and what you're looking for really matters. Without knowing that, a lot of times, especially when you're changing a habit, it's uncomfortable and you'll start seeking, why is this not working? You don't even know it. It's underneath. It's in that belief system. Well, why isn't this working? And then all of a sudden, maybe the scale doesn't show something that you want that week, or the tape measure, if you're measuring circumference. And then you start to get proof for why it's not working, but not understanding that that was all based on something that you're seeking first off. So ask yourself, why am I succeeding? Why am I winning? When we start these calls, ask yourself that stuff. Get into that high vibration. We're going to talk about something called praxis. It's the integration of belief with behavior. And I'm going to run through that. This is very informal. So you guys, just any questions, anything not clear, or you just want to add a comment, unmute yourself and just say, I'd like to add something to that, or can I ask you something? Because that's who we are at M3 Mind Move Manifest. We're very informal and very supportive. So I want to make sure that this stuff gets in. This is powerful, powerful stuff. Sharing the screen is what I'm doing. All right, it's the power of praxis. Has anybody ever heard that word before? It really is. It's the integration of belief with behavior. We believe things on a couple different levels, and I'll get into that in just a minute. But your behavior is going to be indicative of your programming. We want to get down to that deep belief and what actually causes us to do the things that we do, and then how we can change that so that we can do the things that we want to do to get the results that we want. Why is belief so important? If you don't believe, and I'm going to throw this in here right now at the beginning of the recording, I don't have his slide in here in this presentation anymore. Henry Ford said, if you believe you can, you believe you can't, either way, you're right. That's why it's so important. So the phrase for this week for the people watching the recording is Henry Ford. Belief is so important because if you don't believe in the success of what you're doing, you won't take action. Subconscious feeling is, it's a long shot. This process is too long. It's going to be hard. It's not going to work. I can't do this. I've never done it before. That's what you're really operating from if you don't believe. And those aren't words, actually. I want you to know this. That's a feeling that we have to start becoming aware of. It's anything in our life works this way. Whatever we're trying to do, we're trying to change a result that we're getting. We need to change a behavior, and that behavior is going to be reflective of what you're really feeling at a belief level. So we need to know that and just start catching it. Like, oh, I'm thinking that. That's not good. As I said when we started this, what are you seeking? This is going to work out. It's going to be amazing for me. Are you seeking, this is always hard for me. It usually doesn't work for me. Become aware. Without the belief, you reject the success. You reject it on a vibrational level, on a feeling level. Your success is all around you, but you won't accept it until you believe that you are that person, that whatever your dreaming goal that you're in love with of health and fitness. If you don't believe that, you're not going to see all the opportunity around you. We could all get down and start doing push-ups or burpees or crunches right now. And we know that. Like, it's not a deal where I can't exercise. You could get down and exercise at any given point, anywhere. You don't need equipment, but you're not going to recognize that until you're on fire with that. You're in love with that dream and you believe that about yourself. That's the importance of belief. William James, one of our earliest psychologists, said, boy, he was way back there too. It's the 1800s, I believe. He said, believe in your belief will create the fact. So true. Once you start believing something and you're holding that feeling regularly, that becomes a habit. It gets built into your paradigm. It's going to cause you to take different actions. So there's the point in that statement right there. You believe yourself to be that thing already. What do I do? What's the lifestyle that I live? When you're that, oh, that's cool. How do I feel about that lifestyle? I love it. I love doing those things. It actually causes you to go into motion, to start taking action. And it causes you to put that vibration out there, to see the things and attract those things that you need necessary for that. This is our stick man again. The stick man is just showing you your mind. It's a picture representation of your mind. We don't have any cells of recognition when it comes to our mind, but yet we think in pictures. So we need to have a picture of our mind in order to understand this stuff that I'm talking about. We can have belief on a conscious level. That's where I'm communicating to you from. We can say, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. But the thing that really matters, the place that you're operating from, nearly 100% of your day is coming from subconscious. That's a feeling. That's that deep, deep feeling in the subconscious. That's what we need to become aware of. What do I really feel about the thing that I said? This reminds me of setting New Year's resolutions goals. We get really stoked about these things and they're in our conscious mind, but we've got beliefs at the subconscious level that start to shut us down after we get 3, 4, 5 weeks into a thing. And if we don't address those things, they're always going to win. So we've got to start taking this belief in our mind and putting it way down in there into a feeling. I'm doing this no matter what. I don't care if it takes me 20 years or 2 months or whatever. I'm just going to continue to take this action happily as the person that I want to be. And once you start to get that vibration set, it becomes a habit, a way of feeling. It automatically, as I said, it moves your body into action. Your body is just an instrument of your mind. It does exactly what the mind tells it to do. Break it down in health and fitness. How do you actually change your health and fitness? You literally just start thinking something different. That's all you do. It all starts with thinking, and that thinking is what leads you to take those different actions. So we know this little stick man, this picture is so powerful. All things begin in mind. Get to know your mind. So the key points on a conscious level and on a logical level, we can think it true and we can say, yeah, I can do that. But one must believe at a deep level, at the subconscious level, from deep inside of yourself. You've got to believe that this is who you are. And think about the things that you know about yourself. Like, you don't search for different names, you know your name. See how natural and automatic that is for you. We must get this belief about you and your health and fitness down into that place too. And believe me, if you don't believe you can do it right now, that's perfectly fine. If you keep repeating it again and again and again, keep changing it. Every time the negative feeling come up, you will change that programming, because that's who we are as humans. We learn things that way through constant spaced repetition with feeling. So if we don't believe, however, one must believe at a deep level from deep inside. If we do not, then we must change that part of what we call the paradigm. Paradigm is a buzzword. You hear it so much. It's just a multitude of habits that's programmed into us at the subconscious. You can call it the programming that's responsible for the results you get in life. That's what it really is. We don't like to consciously think about doing things like speaking or learning a new language. So once we do it enough times, it becomes a habit, and your paradigm is just a multitude of all those habits. And from the study of brain plasticities, it's a scientific thing. We know that we operate from paradigm, from habit, 96 to 98% of our day. So unless we're getting this thing built down inside of us, everything else we're doing out in the world, it's kind of futile. You can get small results for a short while. People have probably experienced that, but then why do I regress? It's because of paradigm. We didn't get our paradigm reprogrammed. The truth is you can do anything, but you've got to believe it. Without belief, it's just not going to happen, or it's not going to happen for long. A lot of trainers, a lot of coaches work at the behavioral level only, and that's not the thing. The behavior is something that you're doing because of the programming that you have. You have to work at the paradigm level also. So the thoughts that we internalize set up the vibration causes the action causes the reaction of the world. You know, the things out there, that action reaction is what we call our results. And that, when we start to produce the results that we want, creates the resulting belief like, oh my gosh, this is happening for me. That's why we start to seek, why am I winning? Why am I succeeding? Because you start to find those reasons why you're winning and succeeding, and that begins to build that belief. There it is. There it is. This is who I am. This is easy for me. This is my life. You've got to believe it can be. So here's the worksheet. This is what it is. This is my thinking into results. I just took it and modified it a little bit for this stuff. But this is the worksheet. If you want to do a snapshot of this stuff, you can do this snapshot right now. This is going to show you your belief. We're going to do this twice. So as things are in your life right now, write the answers to these things. How long have you maintained the health and fitness that you want? What's the longest that you've ever maintained it? What's the highest level of health and fitness you've achieved? How healthy and fit would you have to be to consider yourself successful? And if an outside health and fitness consultant were to analyze what you do and how well you do it, would they consider you to be successful? And capitalize that. Discuss that with yourself. Have a health and fitness come in and like you're not actually doing it, you're just doing it in your mind. What do they say about what you're doing, your routines, the things around you in your life? How does what happens in your life affect your health and fitness? Do you do it no matter what? Do you find a way to do it no matter what? Or can a monkey wrench be thrown in your day that says, oh, that's it? It's like, that was on the bottom of the barrel, obviously, because if you throw your health and fitness out, it doesn't mean that much to you. It's showing you that. And don't feel bad about these things. Just look at them. They're not who you are. This is just showing you the program that you have. How's your health and fitness? Eating and exercising when you travel or go on vacation? Where do you go? What kind of accommodations do you have? Do you set yourself up so that you can do healthy and fit things there? Are you close to a gym? Do you have, simple gym equipment, things that you can throw in the trunk? Resista bands are amazing for that because they don't weigh anything. You can hook them onto anything. Do you participate in healthy activities? Do you have a space for health and fitness at home? How do you describe that space? Excuse me. It gets kind of funny for me there because so many people start using their health and fitness stuff as clothes racks or whatever, they start stacking boxes on top of their health and fitness stuff. It shows you again that this is how important this really is to me at the subconscious level. Describe the relationships with people in terms of your health and fitness. Describe your relationships and describe your relationships at work in terms of your health and fitness, and describe your social relationships. So you go through that as it is right now. Why do we do that? Because again, that's just getting down to the real. It's not about feeling bad. It's just saying, how am I programmed? And what I want you to do is go back to these same questions and then re-answer them as the person that you want to be. And you can add other questions here, but it gets you outside of yourself. It gets you outside of your programming now. You can step into that person right now. The person that you're growing into in health and fitness is just a vibration away. It's just a feeling. And you can really get into that feeling by doing that and answering these questions from that person, from that point of view, and then understand that through constant spaced repetition of repeating that feeling is how you actually program that down into as a habitual way of feeling about those things. And then what kind of results do you think you get once that's programmed into you habitually, that's how you feel about it all the time? It's why this stuff is so powerful and so important. There's a difference between wishing for something and being ready to receive it. No one's ready for a thing until they believe they can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief and not mere hope or wish. Napoleon Hill said that. Remember who he was. He studied 500 of the world's most successful people like a scientist for 20 plus years. He did that before writing Think and Grow Rich. So he's just not pulling stuff out of a hat and just shouting it out. He actually studied people for a long time and their success and then boiled it down to the most simple things. And then he would come out with statements like this. You must believe the thing. And in order to believe the thing on a deep level, again, you just have to understand that that's a feeling. It's not words. It's a feeling, and it's a feeling that you're going to become aware of right now. How do I put it? You're choosing to become aware of it right now when it's popping up that you're not feeling good about the thing that you're doing. Why? Why don't I feel good about that? You'll see that belief is coming up and saying, well, this is not possible, or it's not working for you. And you've got to change that right away. You've got to do that through that constant spaced repetition. As the person that I want to be, what do I feel about this? Is this even a thought that I have? No, it's not. Belief is a feeling. It's the emotional involvement that matters. Keep falling in love with your goal and know that it is possible for you. And then keep falling in love with the you that is emerging from going through this program. You're growing into a new you. Get excited about it. You're doing it through the simple process that we all did as children as we learned to walk, talk, write our letters, and everything. It's the same. You just forgot that that's how you learned all those things back when you were little, and you're going back to that right now, and you're taking these same actions. It's just a matter of time before you learn this new thing toward your health and fitness. That you are an infinite being capable of anything. Believe it and know that about yourself. We actually only have two sources of reference to tell us what we're actually capable of. They're science and theology, and neither one of them know what humans are actually capable of. We are infinite. We are capable of anything, but in order to do it, we've got to believe it. Limiting beliefs are very deep. How do we open our minds? Study. Just what we're doing right here, right now. We're gathering as a group. Read stuff about yourself. Learn about you. Feeling our goal achieved is another way to get get our minds open. Start small and move to bigger. You know, it's regular action that gets you there. It's consistency. Everybody knows that with health and fitness, but how do I feel about that consistency? When you lay your head on the pillow at night, this is your small goal. And you did all your health and fitness stuff today the way that you wanted to do. You gave best effort you could. It didn't have to be perfect effort, by the way, too. You just went and gave your best effort to it. And you ate all your good foods, and you know that you did that. How do you feel when you lay your head on the pillow at night that way? How do you feel when you wake up the next morning? Feels good, right? What happens when you put a consistent run of days together that way? Let's say you do that for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Now you've just bridged the gap between you and any fitness goal that you're wanting to achieve. It's just that simple. All you've got to do is lay your head on the pillow tonight and know that you did it. That feels good. Get emotionally bought into that and let that drive you into action. That's going to be the power. It's not your willpower. It really isn't your willpower. You've got to get bought into an emotional ideal. Willpower is finite, and it's only going to hold out for a short amount of time before the belief takes over and says, man, when are you going to quit this? So get emotionally bought into this. And when you start doing that, you get what Jennifer was talking about. I'm excited about my workouts. I'm excited to go out there and get pumped up and feel that, or feel that rush, feel that endorphin high that I get. And I'm excited about crashing out that night, knowing that I did everything necessary today to cause it to be a successful day in health and fitness. Example, can I have all the health and fitness success I want versus can I exercise regularly? Bring it down into the small at that point. Can I teach myself? Can I create the habit of exercising regularly? If you can answer that with yes, then you can have all the health and fitness that you want. Keep studying to learn about you, understand what others have done. So can you. Jesus said, salute no man along the highway. And he said that for a reason. He says, you know, I'm not better than you. I'm just doing things because I understand more about myself, and anything that you see that somebody else has done, you can do it too. The big question is do you want it? If you want it, if it calls to you in your spirit, you absolutely can do that. And you need to know that about you. And you're only going to know that by studying and learning more about you. The most important thing you're going to do in this life, I tell people over and over again, is learn about you, who you are, and what you really are. A quick way to get that feeling, though, is music. Music is just a vibration. Music can change your vibration, your feeling, just like that. You know, if you're down and you're not into it, then gosh, put some music on. And then again, feel the success of the small goal achieved, and then believing that consistently doing that activity will get you to your big goal. It just raises your feeling and vibration, like I'm doing it. No matter what, you're going to blink your eyes and it's going to be December 2022. You know that. But if you behaved that way all throughout December or all throughout 2022, what do you look like then? What do you feel like? What's your energy? How do you interact with everybody? Gosh, that's powerful, powerful stuff. And that's it. That's fusing praxis, what we call it, fusing belief with behavior. Seems pretty simple, right? It's a simple concept. Changing habits is always going to be uncomfortable. It just is. That's just a subconscious thing. Subconscious says you're changing something. It doesn't know if it's good or bad. It has no concept of that. But it says you're changing something and it doesn't want that to happen until it accepts the idea that, wait a minute, this thing, this is me. This is who I am. This produces the feelings that I want, and I'm happy. Questions, takeaways, anything to share? Henry Ford is the phrase. All right, I really like that one. Quick
Yeah,
and
that's a good one.
easy. Quick and easy on a Friday. You get the concept of the feeling?
Yeah, that was actually really good. Definitely putting it into perspective for me.
Good. I'm glad that you like that. Isn't it funny how it's kind of right under our noses, like some of these things, these universal truths, and yet we'll go grind and grind and grind away, right?
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
definitely.
Well,
Yeah,
Ashley,
for
thank you
sure.
so much for popping on here. Invite anybody anytime. Come over to the group. This is what we do. This is what we share. That lady right there is a massive health and fitness expert. Intrinsically, she is, Jennifer. And it's just been something that I've done my whole life. And it was from here I told you the story that I sprung over to the mindset stuff, because I realized that it's all just a reflection of something that we're thinking and feeling.
Mhm. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you
Yeah,
for that.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good Friday. I'll see
You
next
too.
time.
Yes. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.